Hey, it's Kevin here with Hardscape Training Canada. Today we're going to look at some more intense masonry aspects of setting flagstone, or in this case Pennsylvania bluestone, in mortar. I love bluestone because it has nice natural edges that we try to utilize for sweeping curves, but it can also be cut and used for infill like this as well. A little bit more modern with the cut edge on there, but you still get the natural shapes and textures in the center. So let's look at some general layout. I showed you how to chisel already. So now that we have typically our concrete pad already poured, we would start to lay out our bluestone in the pattern that we like, depending on your style preferences. And I'll show you a sequence here of an entire little project all together. First we have our excavation, then we're going to do our road base prep, and I tied in a drain in this case as well. You can see my string line set up there. And from there I'm going to do a rough concrete pour with a rough finish so that my mortar will bond well to it. I'm going to lay out my stone, pick it all up, and then lay it back down in mortar and grout. So here's some specifics on actually laying the pieces in mortar. We use a 6 to 1:1 ratio of sand to type 10 to type S, so 6 sand, 1 type 10, 1 type S. And we usually like to add an extra half scoop of type S for larger mixes, just for good measure, for the extra bonding ability. So the key here is really to get the mortar bed set to the correct height for each piece. Each piece is a slightly different thickness, and once we establish that, we can mallet it in place. Often I'll pick it up and mallet it down again just so I can see if there's any voids underneath. And we also want to make sure that we don't cause the adjacent pieces to sort of float upwards when we mallet this piece down. And you can use your string lines and a large level to make sure you're still with the slope that you desire. And it all looks in a nice even plane. And typically we leave it for a day. We'll scrape out the joints and use the same mix and press it in place with a jointer for the grout. You can also use an interior style grout if you prefer. We've done that a lot. And we're just going to use our sponge system here with a bucket and rollers to clean off the entire surface really nice. Making sure we get any of that residue off so that we don't have to go as far as an acid wash. A quick pressure wash will likely do it. There's the finished surface there. It's a pretty intensive process, so ask lots of questions. I'm happy to help.